Today I will show you how I handle heels on multiple socks at a time. I enjoy doing 12 or more socks at a time, so I'm just going to show you a sample of how I do the heels. Now, if I use the German short row, I don't need my supply of double point needles because the German short row heel can be completed directly on your cables. But I really enjoy heel flaps. They fit better for me. So I'm going to show you how I do that. Now, whether I'm using a single cable or two circular needles, my cuff down socks are knitted to the completion of the heel turn. And that's all done on the cable. Now, just a little tip, I've found that by the time I've completed the leg, it's long enough and my skein is small enough to tuck inside of my sock. Now what this does at this point is eliminates my box turn system that I use for, and I think I showed it on another video, for tangle-free knitting of multiples. So once the leg is long and the skein is smaller, it can go right inside your sock and you can continue knitting like this. Now what I do is I knit to the last row of the heel turn, and when I'm ready to knit that last row, I knit it onto a double point needle from the cable. So what you'll have is all of your socks with the heel on double point needles and your instep still on the cable. And now after this part is done, I start picking up my gusset. Just move that out of the way. So I will take my first needle and start from my heel needle, and I'll pick up my gusset stitches. I'll pick them all up, and then I will get down to the instep, which is still on the cable, and pick up a second needle, and I will knit my instep from the cable, pick up a third needle, and then I will pick up and knit the last side of my gusset. So once this is done, my sock is now completely off of the cable, and you'll have this. Now what I do is, so the instep has been knitted across, so you're now on needle number 3 if you use 4 needles, and your gusset is done, and what you will do is knit all of your heel stitches back to your cable. Now what I do is I put it on the other end of the needle. So you will just knit across needle number 3. We're putting it back on the cable now. Yes, that's the little one. He's watching TV. He'll probably join us in a minute here. So we are knitting across. We don't need that one anymore. And then we will take from needle number 1, knit them off. So those who like the portability of 2 at a time, I mean, you can take off socks at any point. I just like having several socks started. Sometimes I show those that are interested what I have going. They may like a pair, so they come off. I knit those socks for whoever would like them, and I deliver their socks, you know, in 2 or 3 days. So what I have now these have already gone back to the cable. So now here is another pair back to the cable. Pull that up. So now you have all of your heels on your cable, insteps on your double points. Now this still has to have the gusset completed, but once it's done, back on the double points and it's completed, it will come back to the end of this cable and go right back on. So now with all of your socks on the cable, you'll just start knitting them off and just go down the line, taking out your double points as you've completed the instep, and you'll have all of your insteps on the front of your cable, all of the heels on the back of your cable. And that's the way I do my heels. Now I'd just like to show you a little tip here with another one of my handy tools. Sometimes you get that over twist when you're knitting socks, especially, I don't know if you're a picker or a thrower, but I think one may have a little more twist than the other. I'm not sure about that. But my handy tool is a rubber band, which I catch my working yarn in the rubber band, and I just dangle the yarn and let it untwist any over twist that's in it. Now if you're only doing 1, maybe 2 socks at a time, a lot of people will dangle the needles. But when you're in the box system and you get the over twist, it's kind of difficult to do 12 socks to get the twist out. So you just use the rubber band and untangle or untwist your yarn. And now you're ready to go again by putting that skein right back in the sock. I like pull skeins, so, and I'm ready to go. So that is how I do the heels on multiple socks as I knit. And I hope this has given you some insight into how I handle this. Thank you very much for watching.